This is the hot dog of LA's hot dog underworld.
Hot dog king.
There's the king, and then there's the emperor.
Who are we talking about? Lay it on me.
Pink's.
Oh, Pink's. That's right.
Yeah, you know, the most famous hot dog place in LA. So aside from probably Wiener Schnitzel and hot dog on a stick, it's definitely the most well-known hot dog place in town. So the story starts with a couple named Paul and Betty Pink. Paul Pink, originally Pinkowitz.
Oh, that's a cool name.
Was from Minneapolis, but came to LA in the early 1920s and ended up going to Fairfax High School.
Oh, cool.
Betty came to LA also in the 20s, straight from Russia, where she had been a concert violin and piano player, and she was an actor in Yiddish theater.
Cool.
Again, showbiz people, but what I really want to do is move to America. They eventually met, and they ended up getting married to each other in 1931. Paul was working as an accountant when in 1939, Betty saw an ad in the Citizen News for a hot dog cart.
Everything's happening around the same time.
Yeah, I know. It was an evolutionary inevitability that hot dogs would happen around World War II.
I'm going to say jazz has something to do with it. I don't know what it is, but it has something to do with it.
She saw an ad in the Citizen News for a hot dog cart, and for the same, she thought it was a good idea. She thought it was a good business to get into. So with a $50 loan from Paul's mommy, the couple purchased the cart. Now they needed a provider, so they found one in the Hoffman family, who owned the LA-based Hoffman Brothers Packing Company and created the Hoffy brand of hot dogs.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, which Pink still serves to this day. It's an LA-based thing, all of it.
Yeah.
So with the hot dog cart armed and fully operational, the Pinks set up cart at the same plot of land as they are now on today at 709 La Brea. Hot dogs were 10 cents each, drinks were a nickel. Betty created yet again, as everybody has, their secret chili recipe. They were proud then, as they are today, of the nice snap of their hot dogs, which some people find gross.
I think it's disgusting. Breaking a bone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
If you're not crunching through something, you're not eating, man. They couldn't afford electricity, so at night they sold hot dogs by candlelight.
That's so romantic.
Paul mostly ran the cart while Betty ran a flower shop next door to try to raise money to expand their hot dog business, and it worked. Is it still there? I don't know.
Yeah, what is there on the corner of Mount Rose and La Brea? Is it a flower shop next to a Pink's?
It might be a flower shop. It worked. You did it, Betty. You did it. So in 1941, the landlord of the land that they were on raised their monthly rent from $15 to $25.
The audacity.
Yeah, in response to this offensive outrage, they bought the land for $4,000.
Oh my God.
We'll one up you. Later that year, they put up a structure slightly better than a push cart, and in 1946, the structure that is now there today opened up. So they still couldn't afford electricity, so in the beginning, they were plugged into a neighbor's electric socket 100 yards away. Whether or not those neighbors were aware of it, I have no idea. Sorry, the neighbor's cat walked on the cord. You might get food poisoning. Since Pink's is right in Hollywood and it's so close to the studios, it became a celebrity hotspot.
Yeah.
You'll see tons of actors' pictures on the walls that have eaten there. Bruce Willis proposed to Demi Moore in front of Pink's.
Wow.
And that worked out beautifully. Lots of their hot dogs are named after celebrities and places around LA.
Yeah.
The most notable celebrity to eat there is a Mr. Orson Welles.
Oh, boy.
He is said to have visited Pink's at least once every week, always eating between 12 and 15 hot dogs. His record in one sitting is 18 hot dogs.
Wellsy. What's wrong with you?
Wells.
We need to sit down and talk to him because that's scary.
Yeah, we got to dig him up and sit him down.
And I'm going to beat his record tonight.
And later that year, Greg directed Citizen Kane again. They're a very successful hot dog business, and they would have many offers to become a chain over the years, but the Pinks would always turn them down because they felt it would just be too much of a headache.
Yeah.
Betty Pink died in 1994.
Look at
Very
that.
close. And Paul Pink died in 1996 after having a heart attack in Pink's.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So you're eating in, dead man air. They're still being run by the Pink family, but the slightly younger generation is less averse to expanding. And once the place started getting featured on a lot of food and travel shows, a lot of new offers started coming in. So as a result, there's now locations in places like Las Vegas and City Walk, the Miami Seaquarium, the Sea Life Park in Waimanalo in Hawaii. And there was even a location at Knott's Berry Farm for 5 years up until 2014. They got booted out.
Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown became a vegetarian. So earlier this year, the original location celebrated its 75th birthday with 75-cent chili dogs.
Oh, cool.
They serve around 2,000 hot dogs a day and go through over 53,000 pounds of hot dogs a year. They claim they can get your order, make it, and have it in your hand within 30 seconds. Explain the lines to me then.
You just... It's all for show. They're all actors.
Yeah.
They're hired.
It's all Bruce Willis. They're open until 2 a.m. every weekday, 3 on the weekends. Fortunately, the Pink's were smart enough to buy their land 70-some years ago, so Pink's will not be going anywhere anytime soon.
Fantastic. How do you feel about Pink's?
I have never had Pink's. I'm ashamed to say.
Wow, you've never had Pink's.
I know.
I've had it twice. Nah.
That's kind of what I hear.
Yeah.
When I was really young and my dad worked near there, we drove down there. We passed by Pink's and there was no line. He's like, there's no line. Do you want to try Pink's? But it was like 10 in the morning. So I was like, no, I'll go another time. And every other time, 4-hour line, you have to line up on the 405.
That's embarrassing. I wouldn't even, I wouldn't want to be recorded here, saying that.
Let's delete that. Okay, I think I got it.
Okay, good.